Yes, this really isn't just some kind of urban legend or creepypasta. This actually exists. This is the evil stick. Help. I've paid some stupid prices for some of the junk I've shown you guys on Bootleg Zones, but this one perhaps cost me the most. Because this one cost me my soul. Actually, it was like $300. And yeah, well, that's kind of ridiculous. It was the going rate for these things online, and since I wasn't going to be going by Dayton, Ohio anytime soon, is what I was going to have to pay to show it on the show. But considering what a great episode this is gonna be, it was totally worth it. Yeah, it probably wasn't worth it. So if you haven't heard the story behind this one, the evil stick got a bit of mainstream coverage when a mother in Dayton, Ohio bought this for her kids. She apparently bought an item called Evil Stick, then was surprised to find out it was kinda evil. Now, the strange little girl image on the one she bought isn't all that appropriate, but it's definitely something she should have checked before handing off to her kids, especially when it's called Evil Stick. On the flip side, though, an image of a girl cutting herself is something I'd probably say should be a bit higher age recommendation range than 3 and up. It amused me quite a bit they're talking about wanting to sue the manufacturer of the evil stick because, well, one, it was made in China and it doesn't even have a manufacturer printed anywhere on it. So yeah, good luck with that. Even if this did have some company attached to it, they probably wouldn't even exist anymore since these things are apparently over 7 years old. If companies like Disney can't stop constant bootlegs and knockoffs of their products from constantly coming out of China, do you really think you're gonna stop them because you didn't pay attention to what you were buying? Now, don't get me wrong, I do find the demonic little girl slitting her wrist to be quite a questionable and strange image to find on a toy like this. However, it was something you could easily check before purchasing. So obviously these were distributed around the US in dollar stores. I don't know really where else they showed up, as this one actually came from the same Dayton, Ohio dollar store originally. Another thing that I would imagine would make it pretty hard to track anything down on this is it can't even be consistent with its item number on the package. The apparent gimmick of the evil stick is you don't really know if you're getting a nice version or an evil one, as some of them do have pictures of anime characters and apparently did actually play music rather than evilly laugh at you. So you didn't know which version it was until you cast Shadow the function, or you just remove the foil. The package has a couple awesome quotes on it, like, "I can send out wonderful music." I guess the key word there is can, because it can send out music, just it might not. And I can send out the luster of the beauty. Alright, I don't know if it could ever do that one. Evil stick, send out the luster of the beauty! Luster, beautiful. And of course, the thing that qualifies this thing the most as a bootleg / knockoff rather than just a really strange, crappy, cheap toy is the picture of Cardcaptor Sakura on the package. The picture, though, of course, has been edited, so instead of holding her usual wand, she's got the evil stick. And kind of interestingly, the one she's holding is yellow. So while the most common color of the evil stick is pink, there were actually orange ones as well, but I don't actually know about yellow. Now, if you had any doubts about these things being old, well, a lot of the ones being sold have had some kind of electronical problems because of their age, and the batteries on the one I bought have burst. Luckily, there's no other problems with my evil stick, and now it works perfectly. So, which picture did I get on my evil stick? Well, I think you probably know, but let me cast Shadow the function. Yes, of course, straight from your nightmares, I got the fucking demon little girl slitting her wrists. So yeah, obviously part of the evil stick's gimmick is you can rear project the image through the little foil covering, or just take that off and see the luster of the beauty full on. Since this thing really does come off as a fake story, I bought an evil toy at a dollar store, it is really weird to see this thing. I found it interesting that with a lot of the complaints about this thing, that the demon part of the little girl seems to be glanced over quite often, as they just say it showed a little girl slitting her wrist. I think it does change it a little when you got that going on. It'd be really interesting to find out the origins of this picture, as I'm sure the evil stick people didn't actually go out and take this picture for their crappy little dollar toy themselves. But yes, there you go, in all its bizarre glory, the demon little girl slitting her wrists on a little fairy wand. Why, oh why the fuck does this exist? Oh yeah, to send out the luster of the beauty. The laugh this thing does almost seems like the troll laugh. Like, haha, you thought you were getting one with a nice little picture and would play music, but... God, yeah. It's amazing how much the circumstances around this picture make it much creepier, because you probably could have just come across this image on the internet and not thought twice about it, but because it was found in a children's toy and a strange dollar store item, it makes it so much weirder. Well, I'm sure I'll be seeing this stupid little demon girl in my nightmares for the rest of my life. I can feel fine knowing that I can at least send out the luster of the beauty. Yeah, this wasn't worth being cursed over. Or $300. The evil stick definitely has that dollar store seal of quality all over it. Its plastic isn't super brittle, but it doesn't feel like it'd take all that much to snap it, and it's got giant seams. Also, even though these things are kinda old, I wouldn't be too surprised if there were ones that malfunctioned when they were new. Mine even stopped lighting up briefly when I tried to record it for this video. Luckily, it just decided to start working again, or this whole thing would have been ruined! But at least the picture quality is... scary, and when you press the button, it does properly cast shadow the function for. It's not super creative on the actual wand's designed end, it's just a pink or orange fairy wand with a flower-like end with no sticker or paint detailing. But there is some creativity in the idea of projecting an image through the foil covering, with it either being a nice image with music or an evil one with a cackling laugh. 6. Oh, I don't know what's weird about it, except demon little girl slitting her wrists. This nice or evil version gimmick of these wands would be a fairly fine idea if not for this particular image being included. The zombie or whatever type things, yeah, okay, that's one thing, but this fucking nightmare fuel is another. It's like someone who doesn't know when they've taken a joke too far. And I really don't agree with the age range this thing claims to be for, but I also think you should look at what you're buying, especially if it's called Evil Stick. It comes off as an urban legend, so seeing this thing in reality is quite surreal. 10. I love pretty much all the quotes on here. I can send out wonderful music, I just choose not to. We totally cast shadow the function to the max, yo! And the beautifully nonsensical I can send out the luster of the beauty. Stare into the face of evil! And remember, it's sending out the luster of the beauty. You know, the beauty in inside, I think we can all learn a lesson from the evil stick. That it is fucked up, yo! The stick is just held to the card by 2 twist ties, which due to the age are starting to disintegrate. But at least Cardcaptor Sakura loves being evil and totally for 100% reals endorses this product. And of course, who doesn't love that evil stick name? Except for parents that ignore it, 7. Do you really need another fairy wand if you have this one? I think not, 10. Or if it's 4 kids and it's this particular suicidal demon girl one, it's probably more of a 0. But if you want a replacement for the evil stick, since they're so ridiculously priced now, people have got you covered with evil stick girl t-shirts, earrings, pins, which sold for $6.66, and let's not forget evil stick underwear. Actually, let's forget those. And the bootleg zones overall is 10! I pretty much have to give it a perfect overall score just to justify it to myself for buying this. Okay, and it is pretty amazingly fucked up, too. It's funny that these evil sticks have sat on the shelves for at least 7 years or so, but only got attention recently due to outrage of one person's lack of attention to what they had purchased. It makes no sense to exist, but it does, and it's terrifying. How much luster of the beauty this can send out!